are you? Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so, before we get into Sasha's story and several things that are going to be happening with stimulus checks coming out, I just wanted to, it's Friday, it's Good Friday, April 10th, and there's a lot of things that have been changed over the week. In fact, you had to postpone this interview because of policy with wearing masks and what's going on with you guys, and hopefully you're being safe.
Yes, we are, and it seems like there's new executive orders that come out every day from the state, so we have to stay on top of those, make sure our officers are properly informed of all the new changes. The ones that came out yesterday involved, like you said, the wearing of masks in public, especially when you're, frequenting a retail business such as a supermarket. You're now required to have some type of face covering. It doesn't have to be a, approved surgical mask or N95. It could be something as simple as a bandana or a scarf. That's all to protect yourself and the employees and the other customers in those stores. That's going to be enforced by the store managers. So hopefully the police aren't called, to back that up. Hopefully we can, just cooperate with these new orders. Non-essential construction was also shut down, which is, going to impact several projects in our area. We had to, conference with all those contractors and let them know. So this is an evolving, matter that changes every day, and it's our job to stay on top of it, make sure our officers are aware of all the changes, and enforce those executive orders as needed.
Yeah, and now we're getting into our peak time. It's been, we're getting hit now. And you can see by the numbers going up every day in our area. So, how's like normal crime? Have you seen people still being crazy? Is this a request to behave?
We've seen some decreases and increases in other areas. There's definitely not as many people out. Majority of our residents are heeding the stay-at-home order, which we appreciate. But with that being said, then we're seeing a bit of a spike in domestic violence offenses. Thefts are starting, overnight thefts of commercial businesses are starting to increase a bit. And I'm sure that's connected to unemployment, people being out of work. So there are some spikes, but there are, like I said, there are decreases in other areas, and our officers are just, out there being highly visible, patrolling, making sure, like I said, people are following the executive orders and protecting our residents and our local businesses.
Yeah, well, before we get into Sasha's story, I want to say thanks to you and all the guys. We love you guys, and every day, regardless of COVID, you guys step up, show up, and you don't know what's going to happen now. You just added this invisible virus, you don't know, to your daily risk. So thank you. Sasha's story, it's heartbreaking, but it's not going to be the first or last that you hear of. I don't know. Tell everyone what they need to do, because this is, to me, mind-boggling that someone would be such a jerk and scam people when they're at their lowest.
Yeah, it's a sad story, and I really feel for Sasha, but unfortunately it's very common. What she fell victim to is known as a phishing scheme, where you get some official-looking email, which seems legitimate. It may display the logo of the company, or purport to be from someone that you know, and it's always a panic type situation where you have to act immediately, typically send money or provide your personal information, and we just ask people to really take the time to read these emails. If you can check the email header, like she said she did after the fact, it wasn't from her CEO when she looked at the actual email. You really have to do some research into these and be very skeptical and wary of any email which causes you to take action right away and send some type of money or gift card information. Typically those are a scam. So we caution people to be aware of that. Obviously, we're very concerned about the stimulus checks that are going to be sent out in the near future. We know that scammers are going to prey on people, and we're already aware of certain scams where people are going to be requesting prepayment for posing as government representatives. They're going to contact you either by phone, by email, by text, social media, and claim that you can't receive your check until you satisfy these outstanding fees or whatever. We're very worried about that, and we want people to know that, number one, the government is not going to ask you for money up front or prepayment for your stimulus check. They're going to get your information from your tax return, and they're going to send it to you that way. So there's never an instance where you should have to pay to receive your money. So we need people to be aware of that and be cautious of that. These home test kits, there is no cure or vaccine for COVID-19. So these home test kits and these vaccinations are fake. We're also worried about, donations. People should, properly vet and do research before sending any money to any cause. Really do your homework on that. And that's, emails, like I said, that purport to be from the CDC or the World Health Organization. Be very cautious and skeptical of anyone soliciting money from you during this time.
Now, is there a way for them to fact check something?
Absolutely. Number one, there's New Jersey's, COVID-19 website, which has a lot of great information. The Federal Trade Commission puts out a lot of information on these scams. And in our New Jersey's Office of Homeland Security also is routinely updating their website to let people know about the scams and the disinformation that is being spread as well. People like to drum up a lot of panic during these times. There was a text going around about the National Guard was coming in and going to impose martial law throughout the state. All that was completely inaccurate and false. And Homeland Security does a good job of getting ahead of those rumors and debunking that disinformation. So I would recommend that people go to those official websites. Don't get your news from social media. Seek out official government websites to fact check some of these things you may be hearing.
Wow. I know. I'm like, but this is legitimate conversation. You're real.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing fake about me or things I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on to the show. Now, in Sasha's case, she's already lost money. I don't even know if she'll get it back, and I highly doubt it. But should someone report this, like what's happening? Because it could be the beginning of a scam. Is there a place to report that?
Absolutely. You can report it to your local police department, and you can also do what she did. She went online and reported it through the Internet Crime Complaint Center, the IC3. That's a good idea as well. We've had success with these cases in the past of arresting these scammers, so it's important that you do report it. We've had, telephone scams that we've arrested people. We've had the grandchild in distress scams that we've made arrests for. So these scams do get followed up. Sometimes they're, occurring internationally or outside of our jurisdiction, but we'll work with the other police departments to bring these people to justice. So it is important that you report it to your local authorities. Oh,
gosh, thank you. This information was so valuable, and we're just hitting in the peak of it all. So again, thank you for your service and all the guys and girls, all your teammates. We love you guys, and please be safe.
Thank you, April.